Hey, Bohemian with Bohemian Stars and Ocean readings, and today we're going to do another one. This one is to see who will you be in this relationship, like who will you become, not just in relation to the other person, but like you, like relationships can make us be different people, grow in different ways, digress in different ways, revert in different ways, all different kinds of things. So, I really wanted to see who are you going to be in this relationship. We have 6 options. I also pulled from the bottom of the deck. I had started this a while ago and I haven't done it for a while. So pulling the root card, as it's called, in some traditions like the ones I use, and seeing a general message for everyone. So hopefully I'll remember to do this at the end. You can see a timestamp for it if I do. I'm going to go ahead and place some kind of just random a few notes for each option, and you can pick by sound or just whatever pile your eye is drawn to. So for one, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For group one, let's just go ahead and freestyle. There you go. Group two, group three, group four, group five, group six. All right. So that's what I have for a little sound choice. You can, of course, play them back. And I will see you on your timestamp. All right, for those of you who chose number one, let's go ahead and see who would you be in this relationship. We have the Mother of Knives, aka the Queen of Swords. We have a eucalyptus here. Let's see what we have here from our all-weather phenomena oracle. Dust Devil Trickster, Flash Flood, Others' Feelings, and Positive Momentum. Treat yourself. All right, so we do have a Venus energy, but we have this fierce energy, a mercurial vibe, a harsh air vibe as well. This feels like you're going to be someone who really wants to clear the air. You would be putting down strong boundaries when it comes to other people's emotions. You would start checking this person with their emotionality and let them know, hey, like, I can't deal right now, or I think that's crossing my boundaries, or I think that you're being emotionally manipulative. You would be able to articulate these things. So whatever the dynamics of this relationship are, it would push you into vocalizing yourself more, cutting off cords, being freer and more detached in your emotional energy. And this could come from something like, let's say, there are detached ways in which their moon interacts with your moon in astrology. Or it could come from the opposite. It could come from the chaos. You could learn from the trickster side of things, from being flooded out by emotions, by losing positivity sometimes, and then having to like discover yourself again and find your name and, release this connection. Then you embrace these qualities. So it kind of depends on your learning style and the particular relationship you're asking for. But some of you will become the trickster in this. Like this group, it looks like you're going to. You're going to become the person that maybe others are like, others that don't understand might be like, why are you so cold to them? Or why aren't you like, caring that this person is like crying on the phone right now? And you're like, because they always do this at 7:22 p.m. to get their way, to get me to do what they want or whatever. And I'm not going for it today. So there can be different things like this where more and more you start realizing, okay, someone else might be not liking the way I'm interacting, but and maybe in their story I'm like the trickster, but for me, like I'm being very healthy and they actually need to learn these lessons because tricksters always teach lessons that need to be learned. So there's this kind of thing where you're like, I have to breathe, I have to have my space, and I also need my time to treat myself. For some of you, this could be the energy if you've been in a long-term relationship and you're asking about that, where at a certain point you have that moment where you're like, it's either I be free or we break off this connection, period. This can be the person who later on in their marriage, they start acting like a single person and they come to that term where they finally push back on their partner after feeling like they disappeared in the connection for a long time. And they're like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to have my own space. Like, don't call me during the day. I'm going to go with my friends. I'm going to go with my hobbies. I'm going to go back to school. And maybe everyone else is like, oh my goodness, what is this person doing? They're not being a good spouse. Like, they're just being too wild. But you know I'm right and I know my truth above anything, whether you understand or not. So you can be in your feelings, that's fine. but I'm not going to take that deluge of feelings, and I'm also going to go and be a happy, healthy person. Because if I'm not happy, our relationship's not going to be happy either, and you need to deal with your happiness. So it really starts putting you into these dynamics where you really want to claim who you are. Some of you, you're going to end up just being someone who learns how to cut off people easier. You learn when to, and that could be like cutting them off when they're like pontificating too long and not letting you talk. Like it really works on your throat chakra, and it really works on getting this kind of unstable sacral and heart chakra into balance. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. The Queen of Swords really works on a lot of chakras we see here, because the solar plexus, the Queen of Swords does not let people bully her with the solar plexus being out of balance at all. And then also with the root chakra, the Queen of Swords is going to have her own money and resources. She's not going to be in lack because somebody else didn't care to think for her or think about her. She's going to think for herself. So here it's like you're going to be treating yourself. You're going to be actually increasing your finances and making sure that you have to do what you want to do because you took care of you. We're going to be taking care of our health with this eucalyptus energy here. Making sure to like, yeah, just have it so you can rest well at night, you can breathe, you feel good. And if that makes you kind of slightly the villain or whatever because your partner's in their feelings and it's not a topic that is like relevant, or because they're trying to weaponize emotion and sensitivity or whatever to get under your skin, you're just going to be like, I'm not going for that, period. Or whoever this is, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but whomever this relationship is about that you're asking, okay? You're looking fierce. Let's see if there's any advice on this situation. Any advice for this situation here for group one? Moonbow. Hidden treasures and secret sweetness. I was feeling a Scorpio card, and this card is like Scorpio for me. We did get the frost delay. So they're saying there's a lot of sweetness that can come by kind of knowing the chillier side of Venus energy, the chillier side of the moon, which is exactly what we have here. Maybe some of you actually have like Aquarius, Capricorn moon, a moon that's known for like Scorpio moon, for being a little bit more chill, or you have your Venus in some of those signs, and you're going to finally embrace it and let yourself like breathe it through. You could also have those signs in your sidereal or Vedic chart. But this is saying you're going to realize there's deep hidden treasures and a lot of good things, that you can be a sweet person and still have fierce boundaries and not take any ish. Do no harm, but take no ish. And then maybe give them a little, whack whack if they need it. All right, a little slappity slap if they need it, okay? Metaphorically, okay? Because you do have that fierce energy where you're like, don't push me because I'm being the trickster now. Don't push me. I'm being all peaceful. But, what did I say? Don't push me. Because you're going to roll with it, with this snow donut. And you're going to treat yourself. You're going to go get yourself a coffee after that. So if they do push you to argue or whatever and defend yourself, they'll wish they didn't. Because you'll win. You'll have the last word. Yeah, so I love this vibe. You're going to realize you don't have to clash and just like give in to chaotic emotions and just like get outside yourself. You can delay, you can leave the house, and you can go and just channel your emotions into things that like make your life explode with so much beauty, and different talents and skills and spiritual gifts and all different kinds of things. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again. Another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose group two, let's go ahead and see what this relationship would make of you, so to speak. We have the Emperor here. Right, this is a really cool emperor. This is like an emperor who's nurturing. They got the kid in the PJs ready for bed. Okay, they have time to pose for a pic. They have time to acknowledge the needs of their loved ones and to have the more positive kind of divine masculine or fatherly side, or just provider, protector kind of side of the emperor. We also have Dandelion here. All right, so you could end up having some wish fulfillment in this connection. You could become someone who really fulfills the wishes of the other person. And in that way, you build yourself up. You feel really good about what you can contribute here. Clear skies, spotlight exposed out in the open. We have storm surge here, underestimated, bouncing back and coming up. And we have this red lightning, sprites, elementals, and spirit beings. So this looks like really good energy. We got this red yellow energy that looks like your calling card here. So you could be having very healthy feeling in your solar plexus and your root chakra. You feel like a nurturer. You feel like you can take on the spotlight. You feel like you can be kind of that power couple energy, regardless of what the dynamic is. Maybe this relationship is with a child. You might be saying, who would I become if I had a child? And this is like you would have that mix of going for hopes and dreams and wishes and being blessed by the spiritual world and beings and this whimsical, magical child energy. But you would also have this energy of power. Okay, you'd have this energy of being able to conquer anything that could come towards you, anything that you needed to defeat or to address. Okay, to never be underestimated, to go from being the underdog to being the pinnacle of success in whatever you wanted to take on. So this would really fuel you to bring out like your best self as a leader, as a parent, as a partner, as a friend, whoever this is that you would be going with. It would encourage you to open up more to others, to realize that you can interact with others, network with others, but also have deeper relationships with meaning with others, and that your dreams can still fly and be achieved in connection with others. And it's like this vibe of they're solely them, you're solely you, and then you come together and everything is even better. Like no one's losing their sense of self with this Aries card here. We're just really locked in. We have Aries energy here, Leo energy. So it could be sad, a little Sagittarius. Yeah, because we have travel here going on. We have water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have Aquarius and Gemini. Cancer with the moon here. So yeah, this is really, really, really good energy. I love it. It's empowering. It's everything's out in the open. It's clear. It's honest. It's respectful. Let's go ahead and get some advice for you. Wow, your spirit crew says yes. With spiritual support, this can be a beautiful relationship. This could be a beautiful connection for you. Here, I'll just put it there. All right, there's that moon here. You can say yes to more things. You can feel empowered to move forward. Some of you don't have the strong connection or communication right now that you want with this person. They could have a different energy too. They could be a more chill, cool, yin type person, and you'll be going into this fire energy, interacting, but it can still balance well. It says precautions, reliability, and considerations. Because when there's a great freeze, you got to think about things, right? Don't do things that can make your car freeze closed. Don't lick a pole. Don't walk on steps you can slide on. Can people walk? Can you help the elders cross the street? Whatever it is, there's a lot of things to think about, right? With freeze. So this is saying again, you're going to be someone who is a provider. You think ahead. You're reliable. You're considerate. It just brings out really great qualities in you. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. So this is what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose group 3, let's go ahead and see who would you become in this relationship. Wheel of Fortune. All right, all right. We have here leek. We have that's like the vegetable or herb. We have ball lightning, strength unstoppable, wildfire, untamed, intense rebel with or without a cause, passion, and loud and clear, a clear audience and sound with the thunderstorm. Yes, there's strong Sagittarius energy here. We got some Aquarius, we have some Aries and Leo. Could be a little Capricorn energy here because we got, yeah, this energy. So I feel like with this pile, you guys, you just feel ignited. You have this like pungent, intense, positive, loud, uh, joyous, but also like so intense that it's like, are you joyous or are you just like, when someone's partying so hard, you're like, I don't even know if they're happy, but they're like definitely partying hard. They're just going hard. That's your energy here. Like your Jupiter, your Mars, your solar energy is just like super hype. Your moon is feeling more like a fire moon, like really light-hearted, or like a moon that's like has Jupiter on it or something. Almost erratic, intense, excited about what's going on. You feel empowered. You could definitely start getting stronger. So physically, y'all could be doing some kind of exercise. There could be cycling that you do. There could be traveling going on. There could be some kind of intense gym workouts. Seems like intense. That's the key word. Dance or something, because we could be getting really physically fit here. You could also be having some kind of creative talents just jump out of you because of this passion and encouragement you feel, or this almost competition too, this kind of rebellion that's going on. For some of you, this connection would cause you to rebel maybe against what other people want, and that would make you feel like, well, I'm going to do the most then. So you would be going through boundaries. Ball lightning can actually travel through walls and stuff. Really strange phenomena. So you could be going through boundaries, doors, whatever, tables that won't give you a seat at them, and making yourself known, making your skill set known. I know with leaks, they were like, well, it was that Emperor Nero would eat it a few days a month because he thought it made him have like this like stupendous elite singing voice or something. So amongst this other quality, so you guys could just be having this energy. We just had the Emperor in the last reading, and I feel this Emperor vibe with this group, where it's almost like you're the charioteer going to be the Emperor card, and you're just focused on it. You're super hype. You're so sure that that's what you're going to do, is get this Emperor energy, and it makes you start going into kind of showing off and flexing yourself in more and more ways. We have here that you're feeling louder. Again, you want to sing louder. You're being heard. You're speaking out. You're saying what you want. You're proclaiming like phenomenal things to happen for yourself and this person in this relationship. And you are just feeling like everything else can go to heck, right? Like you're just going as a person on fire, okay? Cue the song, I guess. Yeah, 100% full of passion, full of a lot of passion, 100%. If it would make sense, there could be steamy libido going on here, sensual attraction, just feeling super hot and bothered for sure, if that would apply to this connection. Otherwise, it could just be that there's just so much forward movement. It's almost to the point you would have to be like taking action in this connection. If you were to like try to stay in a room and not do anything and be in a relationship together, when this is the energy it tries to make you grow into, you could start fighting and bickering and be the rebel without a cause, and just over here like rebels without a cause, when they race cars and they play chicken and stuff, and it's just like not good, the wheels falling off the car. It could end up being something like that. There's a leak in the engine, something, knock on wood, but that's like the metaphor. So this is saying, just like ball lightning escapes rooms and stuff, you guys need to be active with this energy. Sometimes relationships are good. We just put them in situations where we don't get the best of our chemistry or the best of our like synastry together astrologically. And so we just push the wrong buttons on each other's natal charts. But if you take the same couple who might have fought had they tried to stay housebound, and you put them out on the road, they can have one of the most phenomenal relationships ever. So this group can be like that for sure. You probably need to travel together, do sports together, go on adventures together, make sure you guys are heard, and all this stuff, especially for your angle, because we're looking at you here. You need to speak, you need to communicate a lot. You could be playing with sound and language and all of this kind of stuff. You'll be hearing the spiritual world and having a lot of support there, connecting there. We got crystals and lunar cycles and the seasons of the wheel and all this kind of thing going on. Okay, let's get some advice. Any advice for this pile here? Any advice for this pile on this relationship and connection? Let's see, we have the Dubo and Thunderstone, inner voice. It's all about that voice. Spectrum, inclusion, weaving, okay, creating. Again, some of you have some intense talents that you have. And again, we have this, it's like this relationship wants to take everything that's inside of you and make it come to the outside. It wants to push you if it has to. This could be reckless. It's not necessarily going to be nurturing. It could clash you into it, but it tries to make you be brave, be adventurous, go somewhere, speak up, bring out all of these ideas. Your discernment goes with the clairaudience. The inner voice goes with the sound and speaking up. This kind of spectrum of energy and weaving and like figuring out what you want to do and creating your destiny here. really goes with this energy of like, I need to find myself, I need to be unstoppable, I need to make something happen, I believe in the positive, things are gonna look up. Whatever is destroyed, maybe it's because I destroyed it because I wanted to see what was going to happen in the morning. We have dew bows, so rainbows that are created out of that dew, right, which is often in the morning. um, so it's like, let me get to my new day, my new start. You're like chasing the sunrise kind of vibe, and be very proactive and excited about what I can create, because I can create a lot for myself, and this relationship helps you to feel like this, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose, I believe we're on group 5. No, we're on group 6 because that would be 7, 8. Okay, group 6. Hey, let's go ahead and see who would you become in this relationship. All right, we have the 7 of coins. We have here Fennel, dust storm, toxic situation, lightning storm, eradicate fear, and home, shelter, safety, nesting, and security. So we definitely have strong Venus and lunar energy here. We have a little bit of this kind of hectic kind of Aquarius Mars or Uranus Aries vibe there a bit too, kind of a Gemini Mars kind of energy. With this, there's strong Taurus Cancer because we have homebody energy. We have this Taurus waiting. There could be gaining weight for this pile for sure. And then we have this Fennel energy. Fennel is something that also can relate to the breast. And so there could be putting on weight here. There could be a lot of food and eating. Fennel, you take fennel after people use it to freshen their breath after they eat. It also was given to people in harems, the ladies in harems, to increase breasts and voluptuous energy here. And the 7 of Pentacles being a Taurus card and being about waiting and like things growing and gaining can kind of have that waxing moon energy. And sometimes as a play on words, tarot quite often will give this card as like, instead of waiting for the harvest, it's someone gaining weight. So there could be here that this would be one of those relationships where there's foodie stuff going on, we're being more homebodies, but it literally can be to the point that we're starting to hoard a little bit. We start acting a bit like shut-ins. We start getting nervous to go out and about for whatever reason. This could definitely be where there's breadcrumbing, I would say. You could be someone who's breadcrumbed, or you're somebody who, like, you could be the other person for some of you. You could be the one who you're like waiting for them to leave a partner, and maybe they do eventually like get you a house or different things, but you're still like waiting for something to happen that never happens. Maybe you're waiting for a ring. Maybe you're waiting for them to take responsibility and settle down. In the connection or whatever, but it is like, okay, am I just part of a harem here? Am I, what is this connection? So this could even be in a parental connection. Maybe you're waiting to have a parent apologize or for them to come back into your life and be a parent, but it's saying that to be stuck in this phase of not actually getting the full harvest, it could end up being a toxic situation when at first we're doing it for family, we're doing it for shelter, togetherness, safety, nesting, good things. We're trying to be brave and believe in the situation. We're trying to invest in the situation. But after all, here with the 7 of coins, no harvest is going to grow in the sand, right? And it's kind of hard. This person was harvesting cowrie shells from the ocean, but nothing's really coming up now, and they're not even really looking at the harvest anymore. They're just kind of stuck at, is anything going to happen, at anything at all, something something, right? They kind of lose their ability to nurture and grow and really be proactive in the relationship. I would say be proactive in doing the job that they set out to do. See if there's any advice here. Madness, fury, vengeance. Some of you, it's like saying like you need to be angrier about a situation, or to deal with some anger that maybe a lot of times spiritual people, if they feel angry, they don't want to feel angry, so they'll try even harder to be like, oh, like, let's not disturb anything, let's not hold anyone accountable, let's not address a situation, and like start karma eating and stuff. That can make you gain weight spiritually if you're eating everyone's energy and like not addressing things and kind of burying and ingesting that. It can literally make you have illness or gain weight. So yeah, this one I think is kind of the roughest pile we've had so far. The advice here is to do some reclamation here, to think of younger generations if there are, to not exhibit the toxic side of whatever generation you're in. Each generation kind of has their dating challenges and, what could be kind of the toxic style of it. And to realize like your divine inheritance. So it's like, why wait for a harvest that is toxic and turning into kind of this like locked in, or for some reason almost like this could be for just a few, but it could almost be like the Stockholm syndrome kind of thing, where it's like we feel trapped in a situation. Like, let's say if you relocate with this person or something, and then you feel like, well, they're the only ones I know in the city, and you're just kind of stuck there, and you just like, you don't really want to go out, so you're eating, and then you're like really just want to migrate back home, and you're trying to and like deal with this internalized, it's not just the volcano, and it's not just a tornado, it's a volcanic tornado. Okay, this is like what? Madness, fury, vengeance. So things could really end up exploding here. And that could be where the toxic situation is. And here the explosion happens outside. So here we're looking outside from this like apartment in the city here. And, at first things feel like they're cleansed and they're happy, but then we have where everything explodes and it's outside. It's like consumes the whole city here, which makes sense if it's this volcanic tornado, right? So this group definitely has like the warning that maybe this is not a good, healthy relationship to be in, or the way we're trying to go about it right now would not work. We have Mammatus clouds here. Don't let yourself go. That's what I was feeling with this. Self-care, self-accountability, and self-maintenance. Have a strong backbone and take care of yourself is the advice here, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. Oh, don't forget we have the general pile too if you want to see that. All right, bye. For those of you who chose group 7, let's go ahead and see who would you become in this relationship. We have the Empress. Okay, let's see what goes with the Empress. We have a hogweed over here. We can have a lot of indulgence for sure going on. We have a light pillar, protection, safety, defense. Lenticular clouds, level up, ascend, do better. And hailstorm, hurt. And it's interesting how closely these colors mimic each other there in those two cards. These two have similar colors as well. And so, and this, of course, ties into those. Wow, let's see what's going on here. This feels like you guys could feel like you're on the next level. There's a mixed energy here. There's a heightened sensitivity. There is feeling like you leveled up, feeling like you became your best self, feeling like you're being seen and well treated. There's like a King of Pentacles energy here, where it's like you can live high on the hog kind of energy. You can indulge, you can eat well, you're being taken care of, you feel protected and defended, you can relax, you feel creative, you feel luscious. You could put on some weight. I don't see it to the extreme as one of the other groups we had. It does look like we can overindulge for sure, but it could be in the foodie way versus like self-destruction kind of way. We could be getting thickety thick, okay? There could be here where there's hurt, but I feel like I don't feel like the hurt for this group with the other cards here necessarily is something that's overall toxic. It could be more like birthing pains, because literally it could be like, well, you would become a parent and that would hurt to have that baby. It could also be like sometimes, it's like leveling up, ascending, upgrading yourself, doing better. So it's like those growing pains hurt. So I feel like it's more birthing pains here. And on this hill card with the hurt, there's clover here, which is lucky. So it's almost like, wow, I'm lucky that I get to go through these growing pains with this person in this relationship, because we're getting so much benefit from it. It's a healthy hurt. It's not a toxic hurt going on, and we're able to really like go to the next level, and we feel the safe space to create. So let's say if this is like an artist relationship, this would be like, wow, it's really sucks and it's embarrassing to have to learn to show my work to someone. Like, it hurts, it's a lot. It's excruciating, right? But what we create, the next level we get to, and like earning the safe space with each other, and just the indulgence in the food and like the parties and the late night grind, like, oh, it's amazing. It's worth it. It's a lucky thing that comes out. Yeah. Yeah, there definitely could be a lot of good sensual energy too, because it's like aromatherapy, skincare, learning to take care of health a bit more, thriving a bit more for sure with this group. We also have some spiritual enlightenment because this Empress has a lot of moons and lotuses and stuff on it as well. Just a lot of beauty. It's that kind of energy where you feel so good and you're doing so well that how can your body not thrive, and how can you not just feel better? Let's go ahead and see advice. There's a lot of cards that want to come out for this pile. We have the Spirit Crew card trying to come out. Space Weather. Spirit Crew. All right. Yeah, so you guys could end up standing up for some things, or it could be that external forces are a little bit tough, and you guys have to have growing pains to learn not to drink that Kool-Aid, not to listen to external forces, but instead create from within, which is what the Empress does. The Empress creates from nothing or from bare minimum seeds. And so you're going to learn through this relationship if you protect and you guys defend each other and work on like bonding together and don't have kind of like these chinks in the armor, these loopholes for others to like mess with you. And you just stay connected with your highest growth and your spirit growth here, you'll do a lot better. If you're uncertain, if you're wishy-washy with each other, if you're not believing in each other, if you're not having each other's backs and really working on this kind of personal upgrading, then things could go down the drain is kind of the vibe. There's a lot of sensuality for some of you. Again, there could be, childbirth and or just doing what it takes to make some babies, I guess. There could be high sensuality. There could be dance and music. We got a lot of whirling here. So it's kind of like you have to decide, do you want to unravel or do you want to wind things up tighter? Okay, wind it up. Or do you want someone else to create the loopholes? Kind of the vibe here. I do think here you guys do need to spend some more time being conscious to, again, don't overdo like indulgences, luxury, because I do feel like we could get to a point at some point where we start going into like just wastefulness here. It says cruelty, just not caring where you source things. You could go super into like luxury, fast fashion, just gorging yourself on delicacies that are like harmful to the creatures, the planet kind of vibes. There could be that extreme for this group, okay? You'd have the spirit world saying, hey, like look out for this, okay? Don't just do the most to the planet and not care, okay? Just because we can kind of vibe. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Remember to stay who you are spiritually, because otherwise you can start clouding actually your spiritual senses some. You could with this group if you really just start only focusing on gains and like achievements and sensuality and just looking sexy, okay? But yeah, it looks like there could be high achievements here. This is what I'm seeing, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Go ahead and stick around for the general read if you want. And I'll talk to you again. Another one. Bye. All right. Last but not least, well, almost last, we have a general read over here. Is those who chose number 8. Who would you be in this relationship? 8 of Pentacles reversed. Why are you trying to quit your job? You said, first of all, I ain't going to work. Maybe you don't believe it's going to work, okay? Yes, this could be that you get carried away with the situation, okay? Carried away. We have pole switch. Yes, it's literally, that's what I was getting. It's like you just drop things in your life and you just are like, okay, whatever I was working on and doing in my life, not doing that anymore. It says past life energies will come to play majorly here. Lost stories and ancient knowings. We have eruption, inner power, release, and expansion. And we have karmic, oh my goodness, karmic energies, raining fish and frogs, karmic energies, contracts, cycles, and repercussions. So you could be, whatever this connection is, you go right back into what you would do before. Like if you go and you connect with a relationship from childhood, you go right back into those same roles that you would go into. If this is romantic partner, you just go into those same dynamics. If this would be, you having a child, what would the relationship be like? Who would it make you be? It could be that you'll go right back into whatever your guys' past life story have been. It says carried away, completely switching up, going to focus on fixing that instead of focusing on whatever else it was that you were working on. We have 2 full moons coming up in your cards here. There definitely could be fertility for some of you because we have 2 full moons and then we have the earth, which is like the planet of life. And then we have tadpoles here and fish on the raining fish and frogs, both of which are like conception energy. Some of you could have a conception dream. Yeah, you could get your conception dream and then you're trying to decide, do we want to have kids or not? Or maybe you've already had that. So maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you are asking about your relationship with like your spirit baby, your children to be, something of that nature. And you could take off work after a certain time as you are preparing and you or your partner's pregnant or something of that nature. Yeah. So there's definitely intense emotions though. And you're like, where do these emotions come from? Like this could be also some of you are saying, well, if I met my crush or with the next person coming in, who will I be, right? The next significant partnership I'm in, something like that. And this is like it's gonna be intense from the get. Like you're immediately just gonna have things boil up inside of you and just be there that want to be released or want to be expanded upon from like past life. It's literally this energy of like when you get the next book in the series and it took the author like 3 years to write the next book and you're just like, you want to rehash everything that happened past life. You just like diving in with all these new emotions. You're coming to the book at a different age and a different experience. You're like a different you, but you're still going back to all those same feels that you had from the series. And it's just like this mix of like, ecstatic energy in such many weird ways, right? That's kind of the vibe of how you interact with this person. So you guys could be having like past life recalls. You could be having a lot of patterns and emotions that aren't actually about what's currently going on. They're about past things that were never worked out, even past magic that had been done this lifetime earlier or past lifetime. So there's just a lot going on, karma to clear, all this kind of thing. It can make you, learn better ways to use your ancient knowings and to either get carried away in good ways or learn not to get carried away in ways that aren't helpful and like cleanse some karma and stuff. Get out of negative cycles, but continue good cycles at the same time. Volcanic lightning, revolution, energy shift, awakening, and morning glory clouds, trending, popularity, reputation, and image are your advice cards here. Okay, so your advice is to lean into the change that you need to have. Realize that this is an important interaction that, or intersection that you guys are kind of meeting at. There is like big energy that's meant to shift, it's meant to awaken you 100%. This is a very fated karmic relationship. It's meant to help you be more revolutionary and to go into your growth, not shy away from it. It's also some a connection that could really affect your reputation, how you see yourself, who you become, and who you show yourself to be to the external world. But also, it could just be one where, for whatever reason, your guys' soul connection being so major in past lives, and so kind of reigniting that now, where everyone just kind of turns and looks like, hey, so and so and so and so are talking, right? Like in the soul collective, even if others don't remember past lives and you guys don't even remember them at first, you two talking, everyone turns and looks because people feel like, oh, yo, weren't they like beefing past life? They're talking, right? The last book in the series, didn't they have a fight? And now these characters are in a scene together. So people tend to look. You could also see this reflected in your guys' astrology. Maybe you guys have planets in each other's 10th house or first house, 7th house, public houses. So you tend to affect how others see the other one, okay? Something like this. So be aware of these things. And it's saying you can use all of this to learn and to grow and to kind of revolutionize how you've interacted with that soul and also how you've dealt with your own image. Maybe it could happen in a positive way. For some of you, it could happen in a negative way. Maybe the soul will get on your last nerves. They'll push you. You'll want to kind of snap, explode. You'll want to change things about how you do your life. You might, maybe let's say you do things where you change how you run your business. You change how you run your social media. You change how you interact with others and how you act in your social circles because of the interaction with them. And it pushes you to be more authentic and to take control of your narrative, right? Lost story. So some of you, it's going to push you to, really own who you are, regardless of if this person is a healthy relationship or not. Okay. For some of you, you guys have this thing where it's like you're either going to be the biggest fans of each other or you're going to be the biggest haters. Like that's been your dynamic in past lives kind of vibe. You've been hectic to each other. There also could be the dynamic where you've been on opposite sides of revolutions 100%. And there could be dynamics where one of you has been like a really rebellious child to the other one as a parent in past lives. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing. We have the general read for everybody. So go ahead and click on that if you feel led to. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. All right. We have made it to ye old general reading. The root for the general audience here. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to tell everyone as a whole. Just as general advice from the bottom of all these decks after our shuffles. Let's see, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. This is instantly that energy like don't lose yourself in connections, right? This person is, I'll show you what it is. This person is like deep diving over here at some aquarium, it looks like, because there's a window with an audience. They also have an audience that they're live streaming to, and they're like, hey, look at me, the alligators will never hurt me, it's fine. So the spirit world is telling us don't be reckless, don't act out, don't do the most to get attention and affection in relationships. Don't do things that are endangering to ourselves because we want to feel closeness. The Knight of Wands is a Sagittarius card, and it's about journeying and meeting people who are different than us. And when we go into a negative Sagittarius energy, we could diminish ourselves in the name of like fake utopia and trying to please the other person. We can start endangering ourselves. We risk becoming just entertainment to the other person, just some fun pastime at a road trip tourist trap or something. Like, we get our identity reduced to something so small that we push in dramatic ways and try to say, this isn't dangerous, this isn't worrisome, it's okay if I'm treated this way, it's okay if I have to do this for your affection. And we can start putting ourselves in dangerous situations. So the spirit world is saying they don't want us to do that. They want us to have healthy connections, and they don't ever want us to be disrespected. It says, remember, Rosemary here. Remember all of your soul wisdom that you've had. You have a lot of experience with relationships. You've been, dealing with folks and ourselves since we were born. So don't ever think that you can't find your true intuition and your true hermit's wisdom. A lot of times people are the hermit card. They just haven't gone and unpacked all the herbs they gathered along the path. They haven't gone and taken the wisdom from the relationships that they've been in and taken the medicine of them and, those aha moments of them. So this is saying you have tons in your repertoire of like really good advice for yourself and how you've people watched and the things you've experienced in relationships. So bring in that wisdom for yourself because it will really help you as you move forward, okay? We have a yes card. And then we have a no card. We have a yes. There's an answer that could be yes, but Lunar Chrono says no spiritual support for this right now. And then we have solar flare, feeling yourself. So the spirit world is saying certain things can be a yes, certain things we could push for in relationships, or certain relationships we could make happen. But the spirit world isn't saying this is what we're doing and this is what we're co-signing and this is what we're making happen. They're like, no, we're not saying that with these readings right now. And it's important that people know that just because something could be a yes, and it's kind of like they're reminding us it's important how we listen to how a reading is worded with an answer. So for example, if we ask, could I date my crush? And the answer is yes. That's not the same thing as, does the spiritual world say it is a healthy thing, and are they encouraging me to date my crush? Those are two completely different questions, right? So one of them could be a yes and the other a big no. So that's what they're bringing up here. They're like, remember that. Like they're saying solar flare, feeling yourself. They're like, look, y'all have free will. You need to rock your energies. You need to make decisions yourself. You all have your unique zodiac signs and aspects and natal charts and stuff. And you have your own time frame of your solar returns, year by year is going by. So we understand that. We understand that you need to decide what you want for your relationship. So yes, you are allowed to do that 100%. Okay, 22 degrees here. However, at the same time, it doesn't mean we're co-signing everything or that we created all these situations for you to experience or go through. It doesn't mean that we're forcing you through things or that we really want you to make certain of those choices. So please just remember, they're kind of like, that's on you, fam. Or that's just me, fam, right? Like we're going to give you our advice, but then we'll back up and we'll let you decide what you want to do. And there are going to be certain things you can make happen whether or not we co-sign them. So just be aware of this information. How can we take this advice and apply it a little bit better? How can we apply this advice a little better here? They're saying don't lose your community ties. Don't lose having others that you can communicate about with your relationships. Like it's good to have a trusted person that can help you reflect on another connection that you have. It's important to have more than one person in the world that you know and connect with. And it's saying don't get too jaded. Don't block yourself psychically. Don't feel like you have to ostracize yourself from humanity just because one or even 100 relationships don't go well. Because there are billions of people on the planet, right? And there's just, I don't even know, zillions upon zillions of spirit crew that can tap in and help you, all right? So they want you to keep your community ties strong, find ways to be helpful in the world, to keep your mind engaged and to do good works here, and to keep your sense of togetherness intact, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I know I already told you on the other options, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, I saw 444. We had 4404 on the video right now. Wow. Yes. That's probably why they have me chat on. And then 4411. All right. I'll talk to you again. Another one. Bye.